Hello, the internet. God damn it, Tris. Hello, the internet. This is Kylie. I am recording this because I feel really bad. I had a pretty light week this week, and I meant to do like a bunch of stuff for this blog, and none of it happened for some reason. Like, I was going to answer all these asks, I was going to have reference posts, I was going to like maybe catch up on spoilers, and I just didn't get to it, largely because there was some spoilers out of the game, the Legend of Korra fandom. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I wanted to answer a bunch of asks today, but I also have a ton of stuff to do, like buying Tristane Nimros some food, and the humidity finally left, so I want to go for a run, and I need to like clean and do other adulty things, and I also got like 2 hours of sleep, and typing an ask roundup is just really hard, so I figured I would do this completely impromptu logorrhea-filled vlog where I just knock out a bunch of asks. Not that I don't appreciate them, I do. But like my inbox is full and I just kind of want to get through them. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Valerina81 said, oh, I kind of like that handle. I've been thinking about the books versus the show recently, and I wondered what your take is on this because I value your opinion. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because my cat is like, I see him in my periphery chewing on my shit! Chewing on my shit! Oh my god. What was I saying? Right. I hear a lot that D&D, Benioff and Weiss, don't understand the material from the book, and that's why the adaptation suffers in comparison. Do you think they really don't understand, or do you think they just think their story is superior for TV? I don't know why this is a burning question for me. Just curious, I guess. Kawaii shrug. Tristane Nimros, I swear to fucking God. Hey! He's never like this. He's never like this. This is the time of day that he sleeps. You know, I actually don't think that these things are mutually exclusive. I think that they do think their story is better for TV, certainly. I also think they think their story is better. Like, they were... Like, they had talked before about how frustrating it was that in A Dance with Dragons, you know, Dany and Tyrion never met, so that creatively it made sense to them because they wanted it to happen, and that's why we had that fucking terrible scene of St. Tyrion and Deadpan being like, two terrible children of two terrible fathers. Like, it was, oh my god, I'm sorry, my Peter Dinklage is pretty bad. But, yeah, so I think they actually think they're making improvements to the source material, and that's probably what makes it suffer the most is their own hubris, because they think they know better than Martin in a lot of these cases, and we can sort of hear that they certainly don't understand the source material in terms of what it's doing on a thematic level, on what commentary Martin's making. They're kind of, yeah, and then you know, at the end of the day, they are trying to write something that's good for TV. So then they kind of work a little bit backwards, like, oh, it's good for TV when the audience is shocked by something, so let's just write shocks without context. And yeah, yeah. Okay, Anonymous said, why do you think D&D simply chose to ignore some point of view characters, Davos, Sir Barristan, Catelyn, Asha, when then completely erase others, Arianne, Quentin, John Con, while favoring most secondary characters, Robb, Tywin, Shay, Bronn, Ramsay, the Queen of Thorns? I guess creatively it made sense to them because they wanted it to happen, I guess. I mean, it's not shocking at all that they were like Robb stans. You can totally tell what kind of guys Benioff and Weiss would have been on like the Westeros.org forums, right? They would have been like the ones, you know, the Catelyn ruins, you know, everything for the Starks, and yeah, like let's have this, like, built this altar of worship to Robb, the great young wolf. Oh my god. I think a lot of it too is that they get won over by actors. So we have Charles Dance for Tywin, and they're huge. They're unabashed Lannister fanboys. So Tywin and Shay's foregrounding is to a very specific purpose. To serve that, and then you've got Charles Dance helming it, like, you know, I think they get a little bit won over by that. Ramsay, they just don't know how to write antagonists, man. It's like, it was Villain Sue 101, and it was just like pretty bad, you know. I don't really have a clean answer for all of these. The only thing I think I can say is that they find certain things funny, and when they get positive feedback for certain other elements, they just keep doing it again and again, which you know, in some way makes a certain sense because they're trying to write TV that people like. They're very into fan service. So, like, people thought Braun was funny. Let's have Braun be funny. And every fucking fan inside the time. Oh my god. So, yeah, I don't have a neat answer other than their thought process doesn't go particularly deep. They just like what they like and they run with it. They cut out Ariane and Quentin and John Con because they didn't want to expand too much, but then they still wanted to wheel spin, so let's ground Dorne with Ilaria, you know, that super established character, and they liked Adira Verma. Like, I don't know. Every decision we can guess at, but we don't really know with them, you know. Anonymous said, I don't know, man. Has Jon ever led a winning battle? He was saved by Satanis against the Wildlings. He fled Hardhome. He was saved by the Vale against the Boltons. I get that the odds were against him in all these cases, but no matter how you look at it, everyone cheering for him becoming king in the North 2.0 feels forced and unearned, especially when a Stark that has some experience in politics and actually saved the North from the Boltons is sitting inches away from him pouting quietly. Yep. Yeah. I mean, this is, we wrote about this in the Ballad of Bastards, the entirety of it, part 2 and part 3. Part 3 is Sansa interrupted. Part 2 is why did you do it, Johnny? It's not just that he hasn't won. You know, Hardhome wasn't like he didn't go in there expecting a battle, right? He went in there to save wildlings, and it just so happened to be the same day that the White Walkers attacked. Oh my god, I forgot how bad that was. You know, the Satanis thing. Yeah, the odds were against him, and then he was just like, I'm gonna go kill Mance for no reason. It's just like suicide mission for no reason. But, you know, to me, it's really the Battle of the Bastards that's the most egregious, because there was absolutely no reason for him to fight it when he did. Like, there might be snow in the 5-day forecast. Maybe, we don't know. And he was fighting to take a defensive stronghold with troops a third of that size, and they still hadn't heard back from White Harbor. They still hadn't heard back from Brienne, who Jon knew they sent to go treat with the Tullys. Like, this was just really fucking stupid. So, no, Johnny Cakes has not won a winning battle. He's not particularly good at his job. He's not particularly compelling as a character, so I have no idea why anyone wanted him. Because Lyanna said she doesn't care if he's a bastard, I guess. Anonymous said, in retrospect, the whitewashing... Ugh. In retrospect, the whitewashing of Renly and blackwashing of Stannis heralded the rise of D&D's favorite tropes: gays are martyrs and religion is evil. If the show fats. And what is it? You can call a napkin a paper towel, but it's still a napkin. Hey, Dancy Reviews on YouTube just mentioned your website in her latest video about the 740 mark. Oh god, I need to check that out. Thank you for letting me know, Anon. Another Anon said, did we ever find out Marjorie's master plan was from the Inside the Episodes interviews? Because all the actions we saw her taking were drawing a flower doodle and trying to get out of the sept in time to avoid being roasted. No, the best we have is Natalie Dormer gave interviews where she said that she just, like, trusted in the High Sparrow to take care of the situation, and it didn't work. He wasn't as good as Carol Cheryl. So that's, like, the best we got. You know, Julia and I were kind of amusing ourselves when we were writing the Cheryl's Landing retrospectives, like, oh, Jonathan Pryce and Lena Headey and Nat Dormer all sat down and, like, came up with this immaculate honeypot together. But no, there was just... She did what she did because... this is why I rewrote the Steps of the Palace to be the Steps of the Great Sept, and I tried to, like, rationalize why she would do any of this, and it's, should I see the Faith Alliance through? You think, well, it's a coup. What would be High Sparrow's response? And that, and then there's the line that I think encapsulates, so which do you pick? Where your brother is safe in the faith, but where everything's wrong? Or where everything's right, but there might be societal harm? So maybe that's why she did what she did, and I can't really get that. Anonymous said, I find it funny, and by funny I mean sad, how in many YouTube video comments people say that Cersei is like a third-weighted feminists. Like, no, I get the show is not the books where Cersei's internalized misogyny shines through in her chapters, but with episodes like Blackwater, directed by George R. R. Martin himself, directed, I think he wrote it, and how people can get her character so backwards, I get that for some women in power equals feminism, but it always bothers me to apply the title to a misogynistic character like Cersei Lannister. Yeah, well, I mean, for Cersei in the books, it doesn't fit at all. Cersei in the show, I do actually... I mean, she just blew everyone up. She kind of was a feminist character. I mean, not like you'd have to ignore seasons 1 and 2 because Carol didn't fit in with that at all. But like season 4, 5, and 6, she was just this like poor woman that like everyone piled on for being a woman, like just by nature of that. And then she was trying to save her kids from rape and murder. That was her driving motivation. And then she had these people thumbing her nose. Like she had Marjorie like twirling a fucking mustache in her direction. Like you kind of think, what should she have done? Blowing up the Sept, obviously, like that was completely in contention with what we knew about Carol. That's why we make the Carol Cheryl joke, because that just came out of nowhere. So YouTubers saying like she's a third wave feminist, I mean, maybe they're really on point about it, but I think where it's coming from is what you hammered on, that people just conflate women in power with feminists, and they don't understand what feminism is. And yeah, that's depressing, but all we can do is try and educate. So that's why I write the shit that I write. Oh, and Anonymous linked me a /R, A Song of Ice and Fire, and especially some, and they're saying even Reddit's waking up to the adaptation being bad. Yeah, you know, maybe. I'll see when I believe it, although apparently there was someone defending me on 4chan, so I'll take it. Okay, I'll post this separately, sorry. Do you drink? Regardless of your answer to the first question, how many bottles of booze did you stock up to help you get through season 7? I have a casual drink every once in a while. I was thinking about maybe having a beer tonight, but I don't know, I'm feeling a little sick, so we'll see. I can get through it sober. It's just like, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. It doesn't really do much to me. It's just dumb. This is an anonymous said in all caps. Setting doesn't matter except as backdrop for cool things to happen. Characters don't matter except as props to facilitate cool things happening. Themes are ivory tower English major bullshit. The show has won all the awards. Embrace it. Dragons and zombies for the win. And that, I think, is the absolute perfect way to close this vlog, because there you have it. Yep. There you have it. Yeah, so check out thefandomentals.com. We are going to be doing live vlogs as it's going. Oh, I should check that my HBO subscription still works and stuff. Yeah, we're going to have a live vlog, and then the next day we're going to have reviews by Jess, who does a really good salty job, at least she has in the past. So high faith in that. I'll probably be still posting episode musings just on GOT Gifts and Musings like I did last year. We're also going to be having a weekly podcast on every episode in the Unabashed Book Snobbery feed. And Julie and I are going to be co-hosting along with Caroline, who you might or might not know from the costume snobbery pieces that we've been posting. She has a lot of detailed knowledge about embroidery, and the two of them just go off on these tangents, and I'm kind of sitting there like, I am also here. Yeah, so that exists, and then we're gonna have a weekly post by Turtle Paste on the site, who's going to be talking about just some aspect that she wants to, like, we're just giving her free reign. Write whatever you want, Turtle. Seriously, anything you want. And then Julie and I, like, depending on what happens, we might do another piece here and there. Like when I got so enraged about Horn Fair that I wrote that Stop Pretending GOT is Worthy of Analysis piece, and then everyone got really mad because they didn't understand the difference between Watsonian and Dialist analysis. Womp womp. And yeah, that's going to be my next 7 weeks, except for one weekend where I'm going to be watching my new niece. So thank you for listening. I'm sorry that this is completely like unedited and that I don't have time to give you something a little bit better and more finished. I'm usually quite anal about the quality of what I put out there, but it is what it is. Okay.